Hi everyone, welcome back to Grandpa Mark's Hobbies and build update number 1 on Revell's 30 Ford Model A Coupe 2-in-1 rebuild kit. 3 years ago I built this one and I really had a blast with it. I would do a lot of things different now, but this is like the third kit that I did that I lit and it worked and I'm happy. But we're going to redo it because Lennis from Grandpa Mark's Hobbies Facebook page decided he wanted to do the first annual Lennis Shultz Build It Again group build. And I said, yep, I already know what I'm going to do with that one. And I'm going to do 2 of them for that group build. Because I was fortunate enough to have some really good friends that are going to hook me up. But with this one, I am mixing and matching parts from the 1930 Ford Model A Coupe with the 1932 Ford two-door sedan kit. They're not the exact same kits. I mean, a lot of these kits, you can, the frames are the same, the body's the same, the suspension's the same. These two aren't. They're a little different, but we can work with it. But the reason why I wanted to do this, and I was really excited when Lennis said he wanted to do the group build, is because I loved doing this engine. It looks really good in this kit, but I always thought that it would have looked so much cooler with a flathead in it. So Zach and Chandler and TJ went out and they found me a Flathead Ford out of the 32 kit and said, we can make this work. So let me show you. Oops, sorry, Daisy. Let me show you what they came up with here. This is the Flathead Ford block and front out of the 32. And it's pretty close to the same size as the Ford that came with the kit. But what I had to do is, and I committed myself right away, is I had to cut the motor mounts out of here just because they wouldn't look right. They didn't interfere with anything, but they needed to go just because I'm not using them. I had to take the motor mount from the 32 for the flathead and glue it in here. And I was worried about my spacing. Not with the exhaust, because you can always fudge an exhaust, but the transmission to the drivetrain to the rear end. So I got out my tape and check it out. It lined up really well, exactly where I had to go. I didn't have to sand this part down at all. It just goes in, goes forward, touches, and done. So that's glued in. I did have to twist the frame. My frame had a heck of a twist in it. So I had to twist the frame. I heated it up with some hot water and turned it until it was past where it needed to go and let it cool off. And after about 4 tries, I got it to where it's straight now. The only thing I'm worried about with doing this whole thing is the radiator hoses, because these are by far the best radiator hoses that Revell ever put out, and they look really good on here. The only thing I'm thinking is I might have to sand off either the height here or the dig where it goes into the radiator. I'm more worried about it being too far away than I am too close, but I can only fudge too close, but adding on is going to be a pain in the butt. But the engine drops right in. The cross member on here, I have it right here. I had to snip off the engine mount for the back on the transmission mount. I'm going to sand that smooth, and that'll let that engine drop down where it needs to be because there's no locator mark on this. So when I glue it in, the front two will keep it straight. They just, wow. They just drop into the 2 holes, and then it'll lay down on that cross member, glue that in. Then I'll put this piece in the suspension and everything in, and we'll be good to go because it does. It fits perfectly. The other thing you might be seeing is I got the 32 radiator frame on here. I wanted that on this just so I didn't have the same front end. And what I'll do is I'll put this front end on the 32, and it'll work out because I'm going to have that open air too. I love the open air. Show off your engines, keep them cool, and they just look bad to the bone. But with that, I am not going to use the 32's radiator shroud, or radiator itself. I'm still going to use the radiator from the 30 because it just fit so much better the way this dropped in. That just drops right into where it's supposed to go. It lines up, and we're golden. It's not as detailed as the one in the 32, but it'll be fine because everything's going to be pushed up there. And let's face it, we're all going to be looking at the Edelbrocks on the top of that Flathead anyhow. And I'm really, I don't know if you can tell if I'm pumped or not, but I'm really pumped up about putting this Flathead in this car. The body is all sanded. I do have to do a wet sanding before I get it into paint. And to put it into paint, I'm going to play copycat with Bruce from Bruce's Eclectic World. And I'm going to use his paint. He just showed his monogram kit the other day, his monogram Roadster that he just did. And it was funny because I was like, well, that looks really familiar. And it was because he used the exact same paint as I want to use on this. I want to paint this on the outside, the frame, the radiator mount, and I think I want to paint it on the firewall too. And have all that. I think I'm going to go gloss black on my engine block, my oil pan, the front end, and then I'll do an aluminum transmission on this with an aluminum oil pan, of course. We'll do the aluminum for the valve covers, aluminum for the intake, and the carburetors, which are spread out over here, way buried in. And I think that'll just that'll make the engine really be the superstar of this build. Which is what I'm really trying. I'm trying to just make it the same kit where you look at both of them and you're like, wow, they aren't the same car. I don't want to make it to where it's like, oh yeah, okay, you just repainted the same dang thing you did earlier. So we're doing that. This still is going to have the open frame interior. I'm still going to light this kit, which means we're going to have the battery in the back here, which means we're going to get the magnets on the seat, just like I did on that one. I already drilled out the seats from the P40. They'll drop in there with the magnets. When you do that, make sure you put your driver's side and your passenger side on there so you don't get a mix and match, because the magnets are never going to lay in the exact same spot where you can switch your chairs around. But we're covering a bunch here and just plans. The top's going to get the gray too. So we're going to have a whole lot of gray in this thing. But I think I'm going to break it up by using these stripes, because I love how that yellow and the white blend in with that slate blue. That'll look so sweet. And then on the trunk, I might do a little pinstripe work. I'm not sure yet, or I might just leave it plain. That'll be down the road. No white walls. I was thinking about doing the white walls, but I decided to go a different route. And I am going to go with the 32's rims on this kit. I do. I love these. I love how they came out. The 32 is going to get painted orange like the box, but I'm way different than the box. And I might use the clear orange to highlight the beauty rings like I did this kit. You see this one, I did the blue underneath. This one, I'm going to do an aluminum pan underneath and then a black interior. But back to the rims, I wanted to use the 5-spoke on here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the center. That's why they're not painted yet. And how about, it was made mention, and I know, how cool is it to have the valve stem? I wish more people would do that. But in order to be able to use these, we have to do some modification to the front suspension. Well, to the front and back suspension. And let me clear all this out of the way, because this suspension is made to take the Revell nail axle, and these are made to do the little Revell post where it pins in itself. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to take the disc brakes from the 32 and glue them on to the suspension, and then glue that onto this so that everything lines up, and then that'll just go on the, that's the back of these, and they're going to go on the 32's tires. And this is what's really going to be sweet, is look at that and tell me how cool that's going to look on that car. I know, right? Front and backs just like that. And I might, not sure yet, because these are shorter tires in the front. They do sit down quite a bit, so I am going to get the forward rake on them. But I might even take and fudge the front discs up just a smidge on this axle pin, since it's just going to be glued on there anyhow. I might smudge them up just a little bit and give that thing a nice forward rake, a big notable forward rake. There's all kinds of room because it's a channeled body. So there is that. We got the paint. The exhaust was going to work fine on this. So the big thing around this is going to be my Flathead Ford. So again, we want to really make this cool, and I want to make it to where it jumps out but doesn't. So that's why I'm going to go with the black on this, and then the aluminum everything else. So with that, again, I want to thank Lenny for coming up with the Build It Again group build. That's such a cool idea. I want to thank Gallery for everything they've done for the group. I'm going to have a new video coming out on how they've stepped up to the plate and are taking care of everybody on the first run of the Advances. If you get anything from Gallery, make sure you use Grandpa Mark and the coupon code. That'll get you 10% off of everything you order, including sale price. Let's thank our active duty members, our veterans, and our first responders for putting it on the line every single day. They're out there doing what they're doing, so we can be here doing what we're doing. And I thank and salute each and every one of you. And with that, I'm going to let you go. This is the first in a series. I'll probably have 4 or 5 in this one, because it is a lot going on, of our 30 Ford Model A Coupe 2-in-1 Build It Again build. So with that, I'll let y'all go. Y'all have a great day and a better tomorrow, and thank you very much for watching.